Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Randy Elang from class TI23I class. In this video, I will demonstrate the API that we have developed before. Before we go further into the demonstration, we will take a look at this repository of our project. And here, the introduction of basically this API is supermarket API. So this API is made for the needs of a supermarket, starting from product management, employee and customer management, and also handling transactions, while where users can perform several CRUD actions like the create, read, update, delete to the available endpoints. So the purpose of this video is to fulfill one of the task, one of the part of the project, which is the demonstration of the API. So this project was made to fulfill the final exam project of platform-based programming subject. Please enjoy. So here we have the API documentation. Let's go to the following page. And yeah, this is the API documentation, and also I have set the Postman that this is the software that allows us to the for sending some requests to the API. So here is the supermarket API documentations. Once again, this API allows users to perform various supermarket management, starting from product management, employee data management, customer data management, as well as handling transaction requests. So this one is the base URL. It provides features related to API starting point. So here is we use get method, which is referred to home endpoint. And this one is the endpoint is just localhost and the port, which is 3000. And this one require method get, and this one out required is false, which is not required authentication token. Let's check this base endpoint. Go to Postman, and here actually is the localhost, and this one is the port, which is 3000, and just click send. There it is. We receive the response from the server. The response is JSON in JSON format that show message welcome to the supermarket API with status 200 OK. Okay, continue to the next endpoint. We have authentication endpoint, provides features related to user authentications. First endpoint of the authentication is sign in employee, which is require method post, and the URL is employee/signup. The method is post, and this one is not required authentication. So let's just demonstrate it. Go to sign in employee. Oh yeah, take a look, and in this example request, we need request body, which is two fields. First field is email, the second is the password. So we need this request body when sending the request. Yeah, this one is one of the example. We have account with email asep@gmail.com, and the password is this one @asep123. Let's just send the request, and we got the response in JSON format. We got the message, we got the data account, the ID, the email, the role, and also the token. This one is the GWT or JSON Web Token for the needs of the authentications when we are trying to request to some of the private endpoint. Okay, let's continue. This one is the sign up customer, and the URL is /customer/sign up. The method is post and out required is false. Let's demonstrate it. Okay, and yeah, take a look again in the example request. We need 4 request body. The first field is name, the second is email, third is password, and the fourth is repeat password, which is like this, one of the example requests. So let's try here. I will create a new customer account. Let's say the name is whatever. The email is whatever, and yeah, this one is the password. Look, I will create not save password, like the basic password, like just 123. Okay, and this one also 123. And what will happen if we send the request? See, it's response 400 BAT request. Why? Let's take a look at the message, which is password must have at least 8 characters. So we can't create a basic password like this one is really vulnerable password. So we need at least 8 character. So let's input whatever 123 is, I think is already exceeding the 8 characters requirement. So let's send again. And also bad request, 400 bad request. Why? Take a look at the message. Password must consist of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbol. So in this API, we can't create basic password. We can't input basic password. We need a strong password. We can't input a weak password. So at least the password consists of uppercase letter, lowercase letter, numbers, and symbol. Let's implement here. This one is the symbol, which is @ and we need the uppercase letter here. Yeah, like that. Let's send again. Perfect. Now the response is 200. Okay, the status is 200. Okay, and this one is the response format in JSON. We have the message, which is successfully, and also the data. Okay, next we will demonstrate the next endpoint. This one is the sign up customer. The URL is /customer.sign-in. The method is post and out required is false. And this one is the example request. We need 2 request body. The first field is email and the second field is password. Let's try it. Let's demonstrate it using the new account that we just create before. So the email is whatever, and the password is whatever @whatever 123. Let's send the request, and this one give response 200. Okay, and this one is the response in JSON format as well. We got the message, we got the count, and we also got the token, the JSON web token. Okay, let's demonstrate the next endpoint. This one is the products. Provides features related to products management. In here we can demonstrate several methods like get, post, put, delete, and yeah, we will know and we will demonstrate it now. So this one is the first. The functionality is to get all products. The URL is /products. The method is get, and out required is false. And this one is the example request. yeah, we don't need to input any request body. Okay, go to here and we'll see. Okay, this one is already slash products and send. There it is. Now is appears all the products data. The response line, the response status is 200 okay, which is success, and this one is the data. Okay, next to the next endpoint. This one is get product by ID. This endpoint is used to display product by ID. The URL is slash products slash the ID. The method is get, and out required is false. This one is the example request. We don't need, again, we don't need the request body. Let's check it. Get product by ID. For example, we will search product by ID that the ID is doesn't exist. What will happen? Like, yeah, this one is the random ID, and we send the request, and the response is status is 404, which is not found. The message is product not found, and now we will request again to the existing ID send, and yeah, this one is 200 okay. The response body like this. We got the product details that display by the ID. Okay, next to the next endpoint. This one is also using get method for search product by category, but this one is using params. Is using query, not using params like this. This one is using this one is the URL slash product slash search question sign category equal to what. Yeah, so this one is required params category, yeah, like in here. The method is get, out required is false, and this one is the example request. No need to input any request body, and go to this postman and send again the request. We will see. For example, we will search the products by category book. Here we already specify the category and send the request, and the response is 200 okay, and this one is the response body. We got the products that in the category book, like this: book, book, and book. Perfect. Next to the next endpoint, and this one required post method. The functionality is to add product data. So this API endpoint is used to add product, only accessible by employee with role admin. So we got some notes here that this endpoint is only accessible by employee with role admin. The URL of the endpoint is /add -product. The method is post, and this one is required admin authentications. This one is the example request. Yeah, this one we need for fields. The first field is the category of the product, and the name of the product, the price of the product, and the stock quantity. And also we need the authorizations headers. Yeah, we need specify the headers authorizations with fields the token. Let's see how it works. Let's demonstrate it. Add product data. And yeah, this one we need authorization header, and we need the token. But what will happen if we doesn't specify the authorizations token? And this one is already have the the data, but let's change it. Like the category of the product is toys. The name may be Rubik. The price may be 40,000. The stock quantity we will input 50. Let's see what will happen. And the response status is 401, which is unauthorized. The message response is access denied, token is required. As we know before, this endpoint is need authorization token. So where we get the token? In the sign-in employee actually. But as you can see here, we sign in as with ASEP account. The role is cashier. But here it shows the only accessible by employee with role admin. So what happen if we use this token to request add product? Yeah. So let's demonstrate it. Send again the request, and what will happen? 403 response status, which is forbidden. The message of the response is forbidden. Only admin can access this route. So we can't access this route because if we doesn't specify the admin token. So let's try sign in with admin account. Here admin, and this one also add admin 123, sign in again, and we got the token. We copy again, and we paste here. Send again the request, and what will happen? The response status is 201 created. This one is the response body. We got the product details. Perfect. Continue to the next endpoint. Okay, the next is update product that require put method. So basically this API endpoint is used to update product data, only accessible by employee with role admin. Once again, this endpoint is only accessible by employee with the role is admin. So the URL of the endpoint is /product /edit /the product ID. The method is put, and this one is required admin authentications. Let's demonstrate this endpoint. Update product, and we paste again the admin token, and we will update product with ID 11. Here we input 11, and the category is still toys. The name of the product still Rubik, but I will increase the price become 79,000, and also the stock quantity I will decrease decrease to 30 only. Okay, let's send the request, and the response status is 200. Okay, and this one is the response body with the message data edited successfully, and also the detail of the new data. Okay, perfect. Continue to the next endpoint. We got delete endpoint. Delete product. The method is delete. So basically this API endpoint is used to delete a product data, only accessible by employee with role admin, same as in the before. So the URL is /product /delete /the product ID. The method required is delete, and this endpoint is required admin authentication. And also we need the headers request with the authorizations and the and fill the token, and this one is one of the example requests here. Oh yeah, no, we no need to specify any request body. Okay, let's just go further into the Postman. So I will delete the product with ID 11, and we need to fill the authorizations header here with the JSON Web Token and try to send. Okay, the response status is 200. Okay, and this one is the response message. The response message with the message product with ID 11 deleted. Let's get product by ID. Let's just make sure is this really already deleted or no. Let's change this to 11 and send. Okay, so it shows the response message is product not found, so it's really already deleted, so it works perfect. And next to the after that, continue to the next endpoint. Here we have the employees endpoint provides features related to employees management. Okay, let's just take a look here. We have several endpoint here. How many minutes is taken? 21. Maybe here I will just demonstrate the sample of the endpoint, not all the endpoint, because the duration is already high. I mean, yeah, you know. So let's try. Maybe let's try add employee data. So basically, this API endpoint is used to add new employee, only accessible by employee with role admin. So only admin can access this endpoint. The URL of the endpoint is /admin/add-employee. The method of the request is post, and this one is required admin authentications. Here we need specify the headers authorization with the JSON Web Token, and this one is the example request. We need several fields, several records. The first field is name, next is role, email, password, and the repeat password. This one is the example request, but just let's try it in the Postman. We will demonstrate it. Hold on. Employee, okay. Add employee data. Okay, perfect. Let's just start it. Okay, we need to place the token in the authorizations header, and this one we will add the employee data. The name of the employee, maybe what? Maybe Messi. The role, maybe okay, security, no problem. The email is messi@gmail.com. The password will be messi@messi123, and the repeat password must be same as the password, messi123. Okay, send the request. So perfect, we got 201 request status, which is created with this response body. But what will happen if we try to add employees once again, but with the same email that already got the credentials before? So maybe we just change this into maybe YAML the role is still security. The password we change again into YAML. This one also YAML, but we won't change the email. We will use the existing email. What will happen? Send the request, and the response status is 400, which is wait request, and the message is email already exists. So we can't create account with the existing email before. We need like unique email for each credential. So that one is the demonstration of the employees endpoint. So next, maybe we will demonstrate with one of the endpoint in customers. So basically the customers is provide features related to customer management, like get all customer data, get customer profile by name query, and change customer password. I interest with this one, which is change customer password that required patch method. So basically this API endpoint is used to change customer password, only accessible by the customer itself, right? So the URL is /employee/change this password. The method is patch, and the customer out required is true. So this endpoint is required the customer authentication itself. And also this one is need the headers authorization with fill with the JSON Web Token, and this one is one of the example requests. We need 3 fields here. The first one is the email, next is the current password, next is the new password. Let's just try it. Okay, so which one? This one. So here we need to specify the token, but in this case we will input the wrong token, which is not the right token of the account. So here we will for example we will wait sign in employee, sign up customer. Sign up customer. Okay, we will change the password for the whatever account here. We will change this one is must be whatever@gmail.com. The current password is @whatever 123, and the new password I will input the. Okay, let's try to change let's try to send the request to this endpoint. What will happen? So we got 403 requests, 403 response status with the message forbidden, and with the response message is forbidden, token not yours. So we need to specify the right token. So if we want to change the customer password, let's say I am the customer and I want to change my own password. So I need to log in first in my right account. After I log in, I got the token I place here in the endpoint. So after that, we will success to change our password. So let's try to login first. Login customers. this one sign in customer, and we will login as whatever account. Login again here, and we got the token. We copy the token back again into customer, change customer password, and we place the right token here, which is our self token, the whatever account token. The request body is still same. We want to change the add whatever 123 password into Teing. What will happen? Send. Okay, now the response message is another message with the response status is 400 BAT request. Why? The message shows new password must have at least 8 characters, so it needs to meet the pattern that we have specified in the program. So we need the symbol. Let's just use add, and the new password must consist lowercase and also uppercase. So T is the uppercase, Teing 123. Let's send again. What will happen? And perfect. The request status is 200 okay, and the message, the response message, the response status is 200 okay, and the response message is password changed successfully for email whatever at gmail.com, like that. Maybe this one is the last. It's already 30 minutes. This one is the create transaction. We will demonstrate how to create the transaction. We will place the right token here, and yeah, we need to request body. The first is customer ID, the second is employee ID. What it is mean, we will know in the future. So let's see on the documentation. Create customer. So basically this API endpoint is used to create transaction with the URL /create -transaction. The method required is post and required authentications is true. The headers must be access authorizations fill with the JSON Web Token, and this one is the body request. We need to specify, let's say for example, for just wait employee let's see. Okay, we will use ID 6 in the customer. So customer ID is 6. Create transaction. Enter. And create new transaction success. Transaction ID is 9. Transaction date is now, which is 3 February, and also it shows the time, which is 22 or 10 p.m. The cashier we specify in the request body with the employee ID 4 is the cashier name is Asep, and the customer we specify in the request body is 6. The customer ID is 6 and the customer name is whatever. Let's create order for this transaction. But let's see how much the ID we got. The transaction ID is 9, okay, because we need to specify in the create order endpoint. Here the transaction ID is 9. the product maybe just like, let's take a look again. Okay, we'll see. Maybe I will buy some electronic stuff with the product ID 6. The name of the product is wireless headphones. But let's see here, the stock quantity available is 24. What will happen if we order, but the order quantity is higher than the stock available? Let's see. Wait, get all products. Okay, product ID 6, stock quantity 24. Okay. Product ID 6 and the available stock quantity is 24. Let's try to request for 50 quantity. What will happen? Send the request. Oh, invalid token. Maybe we need to, oh yeah, we haven't specified the token. Copy paste here and send again the request. Okay, so we got 400 requests, 400 response status with the message bad request. With the response message is order for product wireless headphone exceeds stock quantity. So we can't create order if the order quantity is higher than the available stock, which is 24. So we need order quantity is in the below of the available stock. So let's just type 2 here, create order again, send again the request. Okay, now the create new order success with the order ID 16 is in the transaction ID 9, and this one is the product detail. And we can also create another order for the same transaction. Maybe here we can specify 2 and here we specify 10. Create order again. Okay, perfect. So we just create another order with the same transaction. So let's print the invoice of the transaction. Here we need to specify again the token. Okay, just paste there, and this one we need to change into our transaction ID, which is 9. Send again. As you can see here, the response status is 200. Okay, and this one is the response message. The message is get transaction invoice success. The transaction ID is 9. This one is the date. The cashier is in the beginning, which is Asep. The customer is whatever. And this one is the order that we just create before. We create 2 order. With first order is wireless headphone with the quantity 2, with the subtotal is 3 million, I think. And also this one is the order ID 17. Product name is wireless headphone. The price is 1,500,000, I think. Yeah, this quantity 10. The subtotal is how much? 40. Okay, and this one is the grand total. The grand total is, I think, 3,040,000, which is the sum of these 2 order. Okay, I think that's enough. That's very enough for the wait. Okay, that's very enough for the demonstration of the API. I hope this video is useful. Thank you so much for watching until this end. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.